Welcome to Marra Movement. I am so excited to be sharing this space with you today. We are going to start with what we call in phase 1 of Marra, Home. This is the heating phase where we start to get all that energy moving, start feeling out where your body is at, and we're also going to kind of get an intention for the day. What do you want to feel into? Do you have any pain in your body? What big questions do you have? So go ahead and start just kind of moving on your mat. Feel what's going on in your body. Feel any sensations. You can dance if you want to. Whatever you want. Just kind of start feeling out where the energy is, what's going on in the body. I like to kind of try and move through my entire body before we start any somatic movements, just to kind of get a handle on what's going on. So as you can see, I'm kind of just swaying back and forth, using my arms, really just flowing with the music. You can flow up, you can flow down. Marra is inherently intuitive, so if you don't like what I'm doing, do whatever feels good in your body for this sequence. We're just going to go for a few more moments here, and then we're actually going to all together start doing what we call somatic shaking. So again, I'm just kind of getting my body ready, kind of waking up everything, and then we're going to start somatic shaking. Somatic shaking has a very powerful ability to dislodge stored emotions. So that's why there's a lot of hopping, a lot of shaking. And I know it seems a little funny, but truly it is an amazing start to any movement practice to start getting all the energy flowing. So we're just kind of going to start hopping here. And we will bring our hands into it. We'll start with the right hand, just kind of shaking it out. And the left hand. And then both hands. And we're gonna go back to the right, back to the left, and both hands. And we're just gonna kind of keep this flow going on the right side, on the left side, and both hands. Now, if you're experiencing any emotions or anything already coming up, that's absolutely acceptable. Just keep on moving through it. Emotions want to be moved out of the body. Now we're gonna add in the legs here. So this is a little bit awkward. You can't really hop while you do it, but just kind of shaking the legs back and forth, getting rid of any stored emotions or energy blocks. And then we're gonna go back to that original sequence of right hand, left hand, both hands, and then the legs as well. And all right, back on the right side with the hops and the left side. Both hands here, and now right leg. I know it's awkward, left leg. And back to the hands, right hand, left hand, both hands, right leg, left leg, and we're done. Great job. All right, you probably got a little bit of a heart rate going, so just breathe into it. Let's take a big deep breath together and let it out. One more time, a big deep breath together and let it out. Great job. Your feet might feel a little painful from the hopping. If that's the case for you, just kind of rotate them out a little bit if you need to. Now we're gonna start with some side lunges. Now we're moving into phase 2 of Marra. It's called Rakaf, or a deepening phase. This is basically dynamic stretching. So we're just gonna kind of move throughout the entire body in sequence, just moving through any tightness, any energy blocks, anything like that. So we're just back and forth here in these sort of side lunges. You don't have to go super deep to start. We will go deeper as we continue on. But right now, just kind of feeling into everything. Now we're gonna bring our hips down into a very deep squat. If this is too deep of a squat for you, that is absolutely okay. We're just trying to get into the hip flexors. So we're just kind of moving back and forth. Again, as I said before, it's extremely important to keep everything dynamic. That's the most important part of this phase. We don't want to heat up energy and then go into static stretching. So just kind of moving back and forth, really breathing into those hip flexors. If you're not all the way down as far as I am, just try and work into a stretch. If you can start kind of getting lower, kind of expanding, deepening, all of those good things. Now we're gonna extend the right leg, kind of breathe into that inner hip there. Now the left heel can stay off the ground. It doesn't have to be on the ground for right now. We will work on that when we get back to this other side, but let's just flex and point the foot. So we're really just kind of moving in through that hamstring and hip flexor, really breathing deep into this movement here. And now we're gonna switch to the other side, left leg extended, same thing here, pointing and flexing the foot. Just really feeling that stretch through the hips, through the hamstrings, even in the calves a little bit. Now back to the right side. Okay, this time try and work to get your right heel to the ground. Now that means you might have to reach out behind you a little bit. You may have to adjust your positioning, but we're just trying to deepen that stretch. So pointing and flexing the toe, left heel on the ground, breathing into that deep stretch. Keep it up, almost there. And back to the other side, left leg extended, right heel working to get on the ground this time. One side might be easier than the other. That is totally normal. And we're just pointing and flexing the toes, keeping it all dynamic. Now we're gonna come up to the center and we're just doing some micro hip movements here. So as you can see, I'm just sort of floating back and forth, just kind of stretching a little bit deeper into the hips with a different sensation. And now what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna turn to the left, drop that right knee to the ground, and we're gonna actually pulse forwards and backwards. We're still in the hip here, and we're just gonna do 5 little pulses. So deep into that hip flexor and release, into the hip flexor and release, 3, and 2, and 1 more, and then we're gonna actually stay forward, raise the right knee, and we're gonna be tapping the knee on the ground for 10. There we go, so 5. And last time, and now walk the hands to the center, get a quick little stretch in, and all the way to the other side, we're doing the exact same thing. This time we're on the right leg forward and back, pulsing for 5. So you should really feel it deep in the hip flexor on both sides here. Now again, plant the foot, knee comes up, and we're tapping. Just warming up the hips, warming up the legs, warming up really everything here, even though arms will feel it a little bit. And last one, and hands come back to the center. Now we're gonna heel to our feet a little bit closer here. Stretch those hips out a little bit if you need, and then bring those feet into about shoulder width apart. Toes can be pointed out, they don't have to be pointed forward. Whatever is comfortable for you. And we're gonna drop our hips back into the low squat again. Now this time, we're actually gonna be not focusing so much on the hips, but we're gonna be focusing on the hamstrings. So hang on to your ankles, lift your hips, and stretch those hamstrings. Now back down, bring it back down to the squat. and we're gonna raise again. So we're gonna keep it going here for a little bit, keeping that dynamic hamstring stretch. Each time you come down, try and get a little bit deeper into your hips, and each time you come up, try and get a little bit deeper in the hamstring stretch. So keep holding on to those ankles. If you can't go all the way up to where your hamstrings are straightened, that's okay. Just go as far as you can until you feel a stretch in your hamstrings. Now you're going to slowly raise to standing. Okay, quick breather. All right, right arm goes directly overhead, collapsing the left side body and reaching with the right hands. And same thing on the other side. Just press deep and release. Coming back to the other side, press and release. Try and not fall forward here as you're reaching to either side. Now this time, take your right arm, take your left hand, grab the wrist and pull slightly. And we're just gonna be kind of pulsing here into the left side body. So just use that left hand to gently tug. So you should be feeling the stretch all the way down the right side and in the right back, all the way through the arm. And now we're gonna switch to the left side. Grab with the right hand, gently pull. Again, try not to fall forward. Try and stay standing up tall and just let that stretch happen. Back in the center, we're gonna start some reverse arm circles. Flex through the chest and through the shoulders. And as you're pulling back, really try and feel your shoulder blades pulling together. So you're really opening up that chest, getting a stretch through the front of those shoulders and even through the hands and wrists. And we're gonna reverse those arm circles as well. So now it's the exact opposite, pulling with the chest, feeling that stretch through the front and the back of the shoulders. Really just getting everything ready for our balances and for some of our inversions. And because we're doing inversions, we're gonna wanna take care of the arms and the shoulders and the neck a lot. So get a quick crossbody arm stretch on either side here, just keeping it nice and dynamic. Throwback to middle school sports, if any of you took middle school sports. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna just gently take care of the neck. So left hand, is gonna come to the left trap, just kind of pressing, and with the right hand, gently pull the neck over to the left side. And do the same thing on the other side. So right hand pressing into the right trap, left hand gently pulling the neck to the left side. And back on the right side, and back on the left side. Now I'm gently gonna just turn to the right, feel that stretch through the neck, gently to the left, back to the right, one more time to the left. Now you're gonna look at your feet, shake out your head if you need to. You can kind of feel what's going on in the neck, look to the ceiling, back to your feet, and back to the ceiling. Now we are ready to get into phase 3, Khazak, or the strengthening phase, which we're gonna do through balance. So make sure your feet are all loved and ready to go. And we're gonna start with just raising that right leg directly behind you. Now, maybe this is a challenge for you. If so, stay right here. But if you feel stable, bring that knee to 90 degrees directly in front of you. Now we're gonna slowly reach down with the right hand, grab the foot, extend the leg directly in front of you, and breathe. And hold that balance. Now, if you want even more of a challenge, what you can do is you can reach over with that left hand, grab that foot, and bring a little twist into the balance. So bring that right hand behind you, open up, and bring in a twist. Now this is the most challenging of the balance postures we're gonna do today, so just hang on, breathe into it. Wherever you are in this balance, breathe. Pick a point that isn't moving and focus. Now, no matter where you are, I want you to grab both hands on the foot or the ankle. And if you catch yourself, just pick yourself right back up. But both hands on the foot and the ankle. We're going to slowly start bending that left knee, and the right ankle is going to come right on top of the left knee, as you can see I'm doing. Hands can come off of the foot and come in front of you, or they can open up to the sides if you need a little bit of help with your balance. Now, this should be challenging, but if you want it to be even more challenging, you can always sink lower into that one-legged squat. And if you fall, come right back to the position and just, again, breathe. Now, slowly, and very controlled, I want you to come back to standing, shake out that right leg, plant it on the ground, and we're going straight into the left leg. So bring that left leg up behind you. When you're ready, bring it up in front of you to 90. And then same thing as on the other side, that left hand is coming down to the left foot. Breathing deep, slowly extending, and breathing into this stretch. Now, if you twist it on the other side, go ahead and twist on this side, bring the right hand forward, left hand goes back, opening up to a twist, and breathing into this balance. Keep on breathing, you're doing great, we're almost there. Now bringing that left leg down again, both hands come to the ankle or foot, slight bend in the right knee, and you're gonna place that left ankle right on top of the right knee, single leg squat, bring the hands to the heart, to prayer, or out to the sides, whatever you need to do to balance. And here we are breathing once again. You should definitely feel like your legs are starting to wake up at this point. If they're not, they will in the next sequence. Keep on breathing here. As we slowly rise, we're gonna take the left leg immediately to the front of the mat. Your right leg is gonna come off the floor again, and you're slowly gonna bend down until your hands come to the mat and your right leg is extended behind you. So as slowly as you can, bring those hands to the mat. If you fall, that's okay. Now, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take that right leg and you're actually going to extend it as far as you can behind you. Now, I want you to flex your glutes and open that right knee so that it's facing to the right side, and then slowly bring it down so that it touches the back of your left knee and coming back up. Now we're gonna pulse here. So all the way up and open and down. Now, if you like a challenge, I've got one for you. When you come up with your right leg, come up with your right arm as well. So both arm and leg go up, then everything crunches back down together. Both go up, everything crunches back down together. You should definitely start feeling this burn in the back of that left hamstring. Open everything and crunch everything. Now this time you're going to immediately pivot, flip around, left leg comes off the mat this time, and we're on our right leg and we're doing the same thing. So that left leg comes open to the left side, bring it down to the back of the right knee and back up behind you. And again, if you like that challenge, as the left leg comes up, the left arm can come up. Now this is a challenging posture, so if you fall, that's absolutely okay. If you don't raise the left arm, that's also okay. We're just here to challenge ourselves where we're at. There is no comparison. You're doing great. Keep it up here. We've only got a few more to go. Open everything, crunch everything. Now go ahead and step back into a full body stretch. Great work. Pedal out your feet if you need to. And then very slowly here, once you've caught your breath, you're gonna come into a high plank. So in this high plank, you want your core to be tight, belly button pulled into your spine, body in a straight line as much as possible. And now mentally prepare yourself because we're doing another little hard hold on the arms here. Very, very slowly, I want you to start lowering yourself down as if you're doing a push-up, okay? But you're not gonna touch the ground. You're gonna catch yourself a few inches above the ground. Now, ideally, you would be in more of a straight line than I am. It was a challenging day for me, y'all, okay? So you wanna be in this straight line. You're still holding. Don't drop just yet. You're doing amazing. Hold and breathe here. You got about 7 seconds left. You're doing amazing. Keep holding yourself up. 3, 2, 1, and drop. That was amazing. Good job. Now shake out your legs. You can hit a quick child's pose. You can stretch out your back if you want to. We're gonna take just a quick 10-second breather to just focus up again because that was challenging. And we're getting ready for some inversions. So take this time here. All right, so there are many different inversions that we can do. I'm gonna show you 3. The first one is to take that full body stretch, but actually do it on the forearms, so your head is a little bit lower. That is what we're going after. So you can stay right here on your forearms and just hang out right here for the entire inversion practice. This is absolutely great. If you want it a little bit harder, you can place your head in your hands and walk your feet closer. This is sort of like the beginning of a headstand. Or if you have a headstand in your practice or you want to try a headstand, you can go ahead and kick up into that inversion. Now we're gonna play here for just about a minute, so do whatever inversion feels good. The biggest thing is that you just stay upside down for the entire time. So if you start in a headstand and fall and you wanna just go into that upside down stretch, that is absolutely okay. So hang out here and just play in your inversion. All right, let's go ahead and meet back into that full body stretch. So if you're on your forearms, you can go ahead and just come up onto your hands. Take a little bit of a stretch as you need it. Pedal out the feet if you need it. And then we will slowly begin to walk our feet up to our hands. Reverse our position and sit down, and so we land on our back. When you're back on the ground, let's grab both hands on the back of the head and very gently just let your neck relax, and you're gonna pull gently to each side, kind of flexing out the neck, feeling out whatever you need to after that inversion. Or you can just hang out here and let yourself kind of catch your breath. Now finally, we're gonna raise both feet into the air and we're gonna hit some ankle circles. Just feeling that stretch throughout the back of the legs and in the feet. Now whichever direction you're doing, go ahead and reverse it. Amazing. All right, now we're going to bend the left leg, bring the right ankle to the knee. And you can straighten the leg if that feels good, or you can just hang out with the knees bent. Now we're going to slowly start a very gentle twist where we drop our right foot toward the ground. Our right arm and shoulder is going to stay on the ground, and our right foot twists over onto our left side. If that was confusing, just look at what I'm doing here. So we're getting that beautiful, delicious back twist, just twisting out some excess energy. And breathe into that twist. Feel free to drop the foot and drop the knee for an even deeper twist. And then we're gonna bring both of those knees back to the chest. Give yourself a gentle little hug. And then we're gonna bring that left ankle to the right knee. Same thing, hands go behind the right knee and hang out in this stretch here. Again, you can straighten the leg or you can leave it bent. Both are incredible stretches. They just feel slightly different. Again, you're going to slowly start falling to your right side. Your left foot is going to hit the ground, and you're gently going to wring out just all that excess energy. Now we are entering the final phase of Marra, called Katsir, or harvest, which you may have experienced something like it in a yoga class, like Shavasana. This is simply the phase where you get to reconnect to your initial intention and breathe the breath of life into your body. One final time, let's bring those knees to the chest, rock it out if you need to, and then let those feet extend out along the mat in front of you. Now, before we cease movement, I do want to do one final somatic practice with you. So let's start with the hands at waist level. And gently start rubbing them together. Now, as you rub them together, slowly start bringing them up before your face, and then rest your thumbs on your forehead. Open your hands and let your palms cover your eyes, and just breathe. And finally, hands come down to cover the cheeks and show your inner child a little bit of love here. Now take your right hand to your heart, left hand to your belly, and breathe into any feelings you have going on in the body. Let whatever comes up come. When you're ready, go ahead and drop your hands to your sides and just rest. There is a power at the heart of all things. a well of energy that flows and connects and holds all things together. It's in the earth, in the wind, in your body, out of your belly, up through your heart, down and around and back in through your feet. This is the energy of life itself. This is the Marra. What you've been doing over the last 30 minutes is reconnecting to that life energy. You've been realigning with the voice of many waters. You have become a tuning fork for the frequency of Shamayim, heaven. In this space, you can ask again all those burning questions. You can reconnect to the intention you brought with you to the mat. The door is standing open. Now, slowly, let's come back to our bodies. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Come back into the room. I just want to thank you for loving your body today and for moving with me. And I hope that I will see you again soon.